Okay, so I've got a bit of time. I've just been to the depot to pick up my latter half of my round, and I think that pretty much sums up my new round. I have to do this probably half the days, so 2 or 3 days a week I have to go back to the depot a second time, which I'm getting used to. It's not as bad as the first few times I had to do it. I've got a better sort of method for loading the van up, and I'm sort of resigned to that fact. It's got to be done. I can't fit both rounds into my van at the same time every day. The impact of that is it takes an extra hour pretty much on my day, which I don't enjoy, but when you need the money you just sort of put up, and we need the money. So I'm putting up. The round itself is okay. I do like being out in the country. It seems like everything is amplified. Any little bit of wind is a gale. Any little bit of rain, you know, is torrential. The fog out there when it drops, Jesus Christ. And when it gets dark, my God, does it get dark. There's no, a lot of the roads that I'm on are just, you know, pitch black when it's night. So that's different. The people are different as well. They're not all farmers, but a large number of them are. They all they're all utilitarian. I think that's how I would put it. I think you have to be quite resourceful to live out in the middle of nowhere, and a lot of these houses are in the middle of nowhere. You know, some of them might have 1 or 2 neighbours, and then their next neighbour might be 2 or 3 fields away. So not the sort of lifestyle that I would necessarily enjoy, but I guess if you like that sort of thing, then it's great. Everybody's got a dog, I feel like. I meet so many dogs during my day when people are in. Not all of them are big dogs. Quite a few of them are yappy type dogs that just yap around my feet, bark at me a lot, snap a bit. But that's all right. They can't really reach above my knees anyway. It's not all been plain sailing. In my first couple of weeks doing the round, I had 2 very expensive lessons. The first one, and I've known this could happen for quite some time, but when you've got parcels on your passenger seat, there is the possibility that when you're shutting the passenger door, one of them might press in the door mechanism, the door latch, and that in turn would activate central locking. And I've known about this for a very long time. That's why I generally have my window sort of a third of the way down. But on this particular day, it was absolutely pouring with rain, and stupidly I shut the window, and of course my first or second drop, I shut the passenger door and it activated the central locking and locked me out. Luckily I had my phone on me because I was doing a drop, but it meant a painful hour standing out in the wind and the rain, waiting for a locksmith to come out, let me back into the van. And the van was running as well, so bit of a waste of diesel. That cost me, I think it was 160 to get back in. So and it only took him 5 minutes, which amazed me. It was quite impressive to watch, but I'd rather not have been paying for it. And then 2 days later, I was on a back lane. It was dark. I guess I was getting frustrated, and I'd done a drop and needed to turn around. And where I chose to turn around looked pretty stable. So put the front wheels onto the grass, and they immediately sunk into a load of mud, so that the body was just sort of resting on the verge. A lot of wheel spinning later and trying to dig the front wheels out. I was resigned to the fact that I had to call out a tow service, and to get one out at 7:30 at night in the middle of nowhere at short notice. They came out within 30 minutes, which was good, but that cost me another 240. So that was an expensive week, but since then it's all been pretty smooth sailing. I hate to say that, just because, well, you know what happens when you say something's going well. The van has been fine, although I've just realised that one of my doors is open. I'll deal with that in a minute. And I am physically, I reckon, you know, I'm at my limits, but once I get going, I'm fine. I creak along in the evening until bedtime. As soon as I get out the van and sit down at home, that's it. My body just ceases to work. And likewise, when I wake up in the morning, I feel awful. But once I've had a shower and sort of got myself ready and got out the door, I'm fine. Likewise, as I'm out on my round, no problems. Oh, another thing that happened, another expensive lesson. I managed to smash the screen on my phone. I left it on the roof of the van, and at the start of my route there's a bit of dual carriageway between drops, and as I was driving along I heard this thud thud thud, and I thought, that's not a noise I've heard from the van before. Anyway, I didn't think anything of it. Now I got to the next drop and I'm looking around. It suddenly dawns on me I can't find my phone. And I think, now I know what that thud 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 was. So I went back, and luckily the phone was sitting about maybe 1.5 foot from the curb on the dual carriageway. So it was just out of where people would be driving, and I could see the phone case on the floor. The phone was face down, and when I got over to it, I picked it up and I had a look at I could see the screen was smashed, and I thought, oh my god, you know, this is like the first or second drop of the day as well. So van was full. But then I hit the power switch and tapped on the screen a few times, and it was fine. So got on with my round, and yeah, didn't have any problems. But as time has passed, I think the touch screen is obviously damaged, because we've reached a point now where it keeps activating the notification bar, and so I'll be trying to scan a parcel or take a picture, or just, you know, doing your receipt scan in the morning, anything, and all of a sudden it'll start dropping down the notification bar, and you'll try and push it back up, but it will just come back down immediately. And we can play this game for about a minute until it will sort of settle down again. But that's quite annoying, and it's a bit of it wastes my time, especially when I'm out trying to drop off a parcel somewhere, and I'm in front of the customer and my phone is playing up, just going crazy. So I've just ordered a second-hand, like 3 or 4 year old phone, so that solves that problem. But once again, an expensive lesson. And that's about it, really. My round, because there's a lot of farms, there's quite a few businesses, I suppose. They do tend to order in a lot of things in boxes. Like my previous round, or should I say my first round, because I was still doing it, was quite residential. And my big issue with them was they're all ordering clothing, and all of the bags are just, you know, they just melt into one. But I could fit it into the van, you know. It was all malleable stuff. I could fit it into crevices in the van, or, you know, get it all in. But with the boxes, with this new round, they love a box. Oh my god, they love a box. Yesterday I had there's a pet supplies company, and they'd ordered 9 boxes that were maybe 3 feet by 2 feet by 1 foot, and of course that's pretty much all of my van. So I took those out, and a few other large boxes earlier. Like my first outing into the world was just that stuff, and got rid of that, came back, and then filled my van up to the brim again. Like, it was absolutely chocker. And the problem when the van is that filled, it doesn't take long before you lose one parcel somewhere in the back, and you're pulling things out and moving things around, and it just gets messy. So yeah, yesterday was a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. I don't think I finished until about, it was gone 8. I don't know what time exactly, but it was late. So yeah, that's just, days like that are annoying. If the worst comes to the worst and I have to get rid of one of these rounds, I will probably carry on with the new one, actually, because as much as I dislike the boxes, they are easier to deal with, and I feel like I could get round probably with less frustration. Yesterday there was a lot of anger towards inanimate objects, which you know, it doesn't get you anywhere, but my phone was annoying me, the parcels were annoying me. So yeah, that's about all I've really got to say right now. I will try and post some more stuff at some point soon, but at the moment I'm just getting on with things, and that's how I intend to carry on. Right, yeah, that's it.